Throughout the video, the correct pronunciation is the Suiattle River. Hi folks, Melody and I are in the Mt Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest and we're looking for free dispersed camping along National Forest Road 26, that's Suiattle River Road. This is a multi-part video series. This is part 4. And in part 4, I came up to what's known as the east side of the Buck Creek Campground. It's not a campground anymore. It's like an abandoned campground. It has its own access road. It's not far from Buck Creek Campground, but it has its own independent access road. For example, Buck Creek Campground is closed in the second week of September 2021. That's when I'm filming this video. And I was still able to access this free dispersed camping area because of this access road that is right behind me. You catch this access road directly off of National Forest Road 26. It's eerie up here in old abandoned campgrounds. See all the moss on the campsites are flat. These are graded campsites, some with fire rings. So let me show you around. That way is the way we came from. In the center of your screen, that's National Forest Road 26. And that's the intersection right there, is the entrance to the free camping area, free dispersed camping up in there in an old abandoned campground, east side Buck Creek Campground. You'll see this signpost right off of National Forest Road 26. This is the road in your screen. This is the road that takes you up to the old abandoned campground, Buck Creek Campground, east side Buck Creek Campground. Old abandoned campground, 100% free camping. So that's the direction I just came from, and this is the first dispersed campsite that I've come upon. You can get a Class B camper in there, a truck camper, some small camping configuration. Here's another campsite. Again, these are fairly level. You can park your camping configuration right in there. Check out some of these huge trees. There are huge trees. I mean, you're really in the forest here. That's a nice campsite in there. And that's flat. I don't know if you can make it out on your screen, but look at the size of these trees. So let's continue to scout this old abandoned campground where you can camp for free, dispersed camping. The road I'm walking on is indicative of the road on the way up, so I'll give you an idea of what you're looking at. I probably would not bring a travel trailer back in here. I would say Class B campers, truck campers, something with a very short camping configuration if you had one of those little tiny oh, there's somebody right there in a car. Well, that tells you the condition of the road, doesn't it? They've got their car up in here. Oh, see, a big old campsite. Look at that fire ring. And I can hear the water rushing. There's a fire ban on, so the Forest Service has put these red flags in. Let's go check this. I assume this is Buck Creek. Let's go check the creek out. There's that campfire ring. There's that huge campsite that I just showed you. When I came back up, I wanted to show you what's right off of that huge campsite. This is pretty darn neat down in here. Got to watch what I'm doing because I don't want to lose my footing. But yeah, that's another campfire ring you see right down here by the creek. Got enough room to pitch a tent right there if you wanted to. But it is really pretty. Here's that campsite down by the creek. And it looks like the water would just come rushing down through here. You see all the debris, but you got a nice little falls there. You can probably hear the falls in the background. But 100% free dispersed camping in the National Forest. So I'm exploring what's down here by the creek. It is a beautiful creek, this Buck Creek. But it does look, maybe that car set up a tent down here. There's a tent set up right by the river, or the creek. So yeah, there's another campsite right along the river, back where you saw that tent. I don't want to go down and invade their privacy. But let's continue to scout this old abandoned east side of the Buck Creek Campground. And just in case you missed it the first time around, there's the tent in the center left hand of your screen, and Buck Creek's off to the right. Another sweet campsite right along the creek. Here's another vantage point of that creekside campsite, that first one I ran across. You know, I go online, various different online resources, and really did not find any videos on this particular free camping location along the off of National Forest Route 26. And but there were some written reviews, some photographs, but nothing that would give you a good feel for what to expect if you came up here. This is why I do these videos. Might save you a drive, might want to make you come out here. So depending on what type of camper you are and what kind of camping configuration you have, whether you're going to tent camp or camp out of your vehicle, or whether you're hauling your travel trailer. That's why I do these free camping videos. Let's continue to check out the campground. So for orientation's sake, that's the large campsite that I showed you before with a bag of garbage in it. Boy, that really burns me. You come out here and partake in the free camping that's available in the National Forest, and some folks just have to leave their trash behind. I can never figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to walk you down past where this other fella is tent camping and see what other campsites we have around this old camping loop. Okay, well, that's that vehicle where the fellow's tent camping. And you can see that this is a very short depth site, but you can get a Class B in there. Little bit of a grade to it, but that was a campsite one time. Let me just take a walk back in here and see if there's remnants of a fire ring or something back in here. Nope, I don't see any. But right down here, you can see where another campsite was graded off to my left here. See those rocks? I wonder how old this campground is, what it dates from. But yeah, that's a campsite. And oh yeah, you can see this one has a fire ring. Even the Forest Service has even put a flag in it. So they're well aware that these campsites exist. Yeah, nice old campfire ring, even complete with sitting rock. And here's another vantage point of that same campsite. There's Park your camping configuration, back it right up in there, and you got a place to cook your dinner. That's assuming there's no fire ban in effect. Let's continue to scope out this campground. So folks, I explored the rest of this free dispersed camping area, and it turns out right across from where I'm standing now, I can see the Buck Creek Campground, the active campground. It's closed right now, but the campground nevertheless is right across the creek. It is a beautiful creek. There's some very large trees. It's heavily forested in here. Beautiful free camping spot. If you have a smaller camping configuration, this may very well do the trick for you. I'll have the grid coordinates in the written video description on YouTube. There is no cell service at this location. Melody and I have Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and there's absolutely no service here. If you like these videos, like and subscribe, and I'll see you down the road.